Joanna Spragg. I run a business called Escape2Art, which comprises an art school. We run art classes in various locations around the area, and I'm also a practicing artist myself here in my studio in Borden, and I paint commissions, I paint to sell, and I've got a number of limited edition prints going out at the time as well. So I'm quite an unusual story in that I'm basically a self-taught artist. I had quite a broad career before I had my children in HR and recruitment, completely different, proper corporate land, and then took a career break to have the kids. I'd worked in Siemens, in a big recruitment company that was an American called Aerotech, Civil Systems.
London?
I was in London, I was in Windsor, and I was in Bracknell. And so yes, so having done art at school and absolutely loved it, but I think sort of careers advice wise, they didn't really know what to do with us. We were like, you're going to wear some dungarees and kind of like hang out and be arty, and I didn't really fancy that. So I left it all behind quite willingly, and then after having the children I can only say I was literally drawn back to it, really felt that I really wanted to do it and needed it in my life again. So started a very low-key kind of coffee morning with some art at home, school mums, anyone I sort of ran across socially, usually to do with children's groups and stuff like that. Used to invite them along to do some art with me, and then slowly that grew into my passion. Obviously I was doing more and more of it and thinking that I might start to do it and set up a business, but also realised that there was a real gap in the market in terms of there's a lot of people that were like me that had dropped art completely. It just didn't seem to be financially viable. You know, they got swept along with childcare, etc., etc. So that's when I started turning the coffee mornings thing into something a bit more permanent, and found this lovely studio and sort of have been running the two in parallel ever since, with juggling mum duties, obviously. I guess my philosophy is that I want to encourage people to do art who haven't had a chance to do it before, and I'm really reaching out to those people who almost don't realise how much they miss it. I am hoping to provide affordable, flexible, really friendly art classes to those people out there, because there's a gap. I tend to base my studio and sell out of here in Borden. So far, I think it might be time to find myself an art tutor down here. It's definitely on my radar. I put in a call to Emma and the team down here, who I knew had this building. I'd been here for conferences and stuff with small businesses and friends. And I just said to them, have you got any rooms that I could use as a studio? This is going back maybe 3-4 years ago. So the whole building was really full of potential. So Gary showed me a number of different spots that we could create me a studio. But to be honest, I came in here and saw that window and I was like, that's the one. So yeah, they really helped me get started. It was, you know, affordable. It was within a little business environment. I was really attracted by the fact that my business was relatively new at the time, and I was going to be surrounded by people of similar ilk, not necessarily artists, lots and lots of different businesses, but lots of small business entrepreneurs. A really good vibe. Fantastic community, yeah. So I've been here while the shed was built. I've seen that grow from literally nothing. We used to have tours of the building site and go in our hard hats and stuff. We had a shop in there, Signal Studio, for a little while, so I was selling my art through there. So just really encouraging. And now it's attracting a lot of people from Farnham. I think it's attracting a lot of people out of London, especially with the whole working from home drive. People are a little bit more flexible. There's a lot of people who are very interested in what's happening down here. The big supermarkets are here, interesting shops. The shed is pulling its own people down. The youngsters love the food down there. The outdoor cinema. It's really fabulous. It's going to be amazing. There is a huge sort of sense of being part of a family. I can't really describe it to people who have never had this. It's a really nice opportunity for individual businesses who are just run by one person to join in this sort of collective, quite motivational little family. The centre community is amazing. A lot of people are from around, I would say, 10 miles. So there's a great sort of circumference of knowledge and enthusiasm and all of that. It's a great thing to be part of. Great town to have a foot in. I'm really sort of excited to see where it goes over the next few years. It will undoubtedly be an amazing place to live and work. I guess a lot of it was dipping my toe in the water, realising over time that there was a bit of a gap in the market, that there were people just like me who want to be creative but can't afford the time or the finance to dip into the traditional art classes. So that was it. Then quite quickly I found this network and found the other small businesses around here, and I guess the penny started to drop that I could actually do something like this. Why don't I give it a go? I suppose I was quite lucky that I had two prongs to my business. So the art classes that I knew were a winner, I just wanted to scale up. And the second aspect was being able to find this room. It was affordable, I could give it a go, and to be surrounded by people who were motivating just made me, it's that self-belief. So I was able to just sort of follow my dream, get on with it, get some guidance and coaching and advice, and realise that, yeah, fantastic, you can actually have a career change, you can dip into something new, follow your passion, and you can actually make a living. Yeah, so this is one that I did a little while ago. I'm treating it as a bit of a mock-up for a bigger project that I want to do. I'm very into these big square canvases that you can see over there. So this is sort of based on the Hogmore enclosure type idea. There's lots of these beautiful pine trees. It's very synonymous with the locale, and the heather comes out in the spring. I would say my biggest success is that I've had some people stay with my art classes right the way through. I've got ladies that come to me once a week who've been with me since 2016. It's a pay-as-you-go class. You don't have to sign up for a term, never mind years. And I have watched them grow, and I've watched, I mean in the artistic sense, they've literally really come on and got confident. And I've seen them make amazing friends through the group. Personally, I think my biggest success is having the confidence to sell things like this, and to have people knocking on my door who like my style and want a piece of my artwork up on their wall is just the ultimate compliment.